Vidura lays down his bow. It was just after the 13th year of the exile of Pandavas. Vain efforts were made by them to get back their half of the kingdom from Duryodhana. The court of Dhritarashtra was a hotbed of intrigue. Old Bhishma tried to advise Duryodhana to make peace with the Pandavas. Drona, in his own way, tried to say the same thing. But it was all to no purpose. Duryodhana was bent on war, either war or the return of Pandavas to the forest. With this end in view, Dhritarashtra sent Sanjaya, the charioteer, to the Pandava camp in Uppaplavya, asking them to avert the war. He particularly requests the gentle-hearted and noble Yudhishthira to go back to forest instead of desiring the kingdom. Sanjaya came back to Hastina and he spoke harshly to the old king, censuring his avarice. The king could not sleep that night. Try as he might, he could not. He sent for Vidura, his brother, and asked him to comfort him. Vidura had nothing but contempt for the blind king and his querulous moods. But at the same time, he was sorry for his brother. He said, "My dear brother, you say you cannot sleep. I know why you are not able to sleep. You are trying to be unjust to the sons of your dead brother. It is your sinful nature which is robbing you of your sleep. Listen to me. Let me take you back to the days when we had just lost Pandu. Do you remember the day when Kunti came to us with her 5 sons? You disliked the youngsters from that day. I know about it. I knew too about the dastardly plot you hatched with your son on the advice of Kanika to destroy them at Varanavata. You sent them to that city knowing fully well that they would be burnt to death in the house of lac. I saved my brother's children, and I know you have not forgiven me for it. You were given a second chance. Did you take it? No. Poor Yudhishthira was given the dry and barren piece of land by name Khandavaprastha because he made it beautiful, because he and his brothers were able to subdue all the kings of Bharatvarsha and perform the Rajasuya. Your son became highly jealous of them and made up his mind to rob them. You endorsed his action in every way. You built the gambling hall and you cheated the sons of your brother. They lost their kingdom and themselves too. And when that unfortunate child, their queen Draupadi, with her hair and mantle all awry, appealed to you for justice, for succor from the assault on her, you paid no heed to her words, and you allowed them to be banished to the forest for 13 years. Was that not wrong? And now, what has happened? Yudhishthira has just fulfilled the conditions of the exile. He stayed in the forest for 12 years, and the 13th year has also been completed. Now, after all this, he asks you for justice. All that he wants is his share of the kingdom, and you, with your sons, are too avaricious to part with all your ill-gotten gains. You refuse to listen to him. You sent word to him, asking him to go back to the forest. Is that not wrong? Even now, it is not too late. In your old age, you can have peace if you listen to Krishna, who is coming to you with a message of peace. Vidura tried to explain Dharma to a king who was singularly devoid of it. A few days later, Krishna came to Hastina. In the council hall, he spoke to the king and to Duryodhana about their unjust behavior. Elders like Bhishma and Drona tried in vain to plead the cause of the Pandavas. Then Vidura spoke. Vidura said, "My dear brother, evidently you do not seem to realize the grave danger that awaits you and your sons. It is obvious that you have, in your foolishness, forgotten the dreadful oath of Bhima. The Bhima with his brothers is hissing like a huge python, ready to swallow your sons. Please return the kingdom to Yudhishthira. This Krishna, who is the Lord in human form, has declared that the Pandavas are dear to him. The gods therefore will side only with the Pandavas. Can you not see that Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, will favor only the side where the Lord is present? All your past sins have taken a form, and that is your son Duryodhana. The wise say that one can be abandoned for the honor of the family for the sake of the village for the sake of the community, and the earth itself should be abandoned to save one's soul. Please abandon this Duryodhana. Listen to my advice. I'm saying what is good for you. There was a moment of silence when he said this. Just a moment. Duryodhana then descended from his seat, and with him walked Radheya, Dusasana, and Shakuni. Duryodhana came and stood very near his uncle. His eyes were red and his lips were throbbing with anger. He would not even talk to Vidura directly. He said, "Who allowed this low-born man into this council hall? He is a traitor. He has been eating the salt of my father, the king, and shamelessly he is siding with our enemies. It is our wish that he should leave the city. We do not want him here. Since he is the brother of our revered father, he can escape alive." Vidura looked at everyone and at his brother. No one spoke a word. Vidura's face was bland and calm. Only a slight sneer could be discerned on his lips. He thought of the Lord, and his mind was freed of all delusion of attachment, pain, sorrow. He took up his mighty bow and placed it on the doorstep of the great hall, as if to say, "With this bow, I am laying down on this doorstep the Maya, which was clouding my vision. The affection I had for my brother and his sons, the affection which was blinding me to their real nature. It was this Maya which had been tying me to this place all these years, and now I am able to shed it." Vidura walked out of the assembly without once looking back.